You heard the news, right?
Yeah, Shane Warne, right? I couldn't believe. I
Yeah.
thought it's like fake news or something. But then like these tweets from like players and journalists started coming out, and I was like, oh fuck. I was just listening to him 2 or 3 days ago. He did something with yeah,
Was he ranting about the Justin Langer thing?
yeah. He was ranting about the Justin Langer thing. Yeah, it
The
was just
soccer
like 3 days
pod.
ago. I saw that, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I heard that a few days ago. I'm gonna write about it. Like, I just I
Mm,
had a couple of plans for tomorrow and day after to write about certain things because now I'm just writing.
mm.
All now I just meet people, I walk around, write, and do those things.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's followed cricket in the 90s, like, I mean, eh, it'll be like a sad. Everyone's heart would be like really, really sad. Like any 90s kid would be devastated.
Yeah, I was listening to this. Steve Harmison said one thing. I think it was not exaggeration. He said, like,
Mm,
people going to talk about Shane Warne for the next 100 years, and he was giving example how
yeah.
people talk about Bradman and Bradman play in 30s and 40s.
Mm,
And it's just like people like you just know Bradman, right? That's the way it is. And
yeah.
Shane Warne is going to be Shane Warne. I mean, think about it. I mean, it's not exaggeration. He was not the
Yeah.
best spinner. He could be the best bowler. And he could be the best cricketer of all time, for all you care.
Yeah.
And the best part is like till the very end. I mean, the guy was just like he was right here, like top notch,
Yeah.
and he's being still honest about it. He's like, listen, just he disagrees with whatever happened to Langer. He's like, I'm not inside the
Mm,
dressing room. I don't know. Maybe they don't
mm,
like him. Maybe he's not the right person.
yeah.
But I'm just saying that this is not the right way of doing it. That's all.
He got a
Like
lot of
it could have been
stick
done.
during the Ashes because like he was apparently against Mitchell Stark.
Well, that he's been against
a
for a
lot
long
of
time, and he was kind of like he was
lot
coming
of
across as biased. Yeah, but I don't know what
yeah.
he did. He say anything about it or not? He just wants him to be better, and I think it's
Yeah.
understandable. All right, this podcast is about something, but then something major happened today, and that's the spin legend, the great Shane Warne has passed away suddenly, and I mean, just before, like few hours before he passed away, he had put out a tweet for Rod Marsh, who was another great cricketer, apparently somebody who brought professionality to cricket. But he was 74 and had been ill for a while, so people expected it, and it was in the news. But Shane Warne, I mean, I don't know if you followed, but three few days ago, I think just a couple of days ago, he put out a tweet that he is now like got into this regiment, and he's put his old picture, old as in like when he's in like few years ago, when he's like probably 47 or something. He's 52 right now. I mean, he's passed away right now. So he said like I want to be ripped like that. I mean, he was more ripped than he was in his playing career. People always knew him as chubby, and he said like I'm in day 10 now, and by July he said he'll be like he would be in that shape. I think July is around when his birthday comes in, his 53rd. And then I mean, right now we don't know what happened. I mean, it's a suspected heart attack. Could be multiple reasons. I mean, uh, so yeah, I'm going to write about it because this is something Shane Warne has personally influenced me a lot. And I always follow the same rule. In fact, I've been recently, after the job was done, and I've been writing things that, I've been writing letters. In fact, I just wrote a letter to somebody, and it was about, how we meet to depart. And everybody leaves us either by choice or by death. Now, that sounds a lot more, poetic right now, but that's the fact of it. People either leave by choice or by death. Um, and I wrote that, and I was writing more things. I was also going to write about the seven people who have really influenced my life, and which is there. And now I'm actually going to just hold off that one and write about Shane Warne first. Uh, but yeah, the deal is like I always think like everything is so temporary. We can just drop dead
Yeah,
because this guy was
it's
super fit.
all yeah, it's all sudden, shocking. He's relatively young, and then as I was telling you offline, right? Anyone who's followed cricket in the 90s or early 2000s, like everyone would have this, sad moment or sad piece in their heart. Even the fiercest rivals, be it from England, India. I mean, I saw Brian Lara tweeted that he's probably the greatest sportsman of all time. Forget best spin bowler or best bowler
Yeah,
or
alongside
best
Michael
cricketer.
Jordan, yes. I
Yeah,
won't
I
I won't be
mean
surprised. I mean, the influence he's
that
had.
guy. I mean the things he's done throughout his career is just, I mean, unbelievable. Like, I mean, you would just he was magnetic. Like whenever he used to bowl, like, I mean, no matter what you do, you don't care about the match situation or who they are playing or whatever. You just like got like attracted to this guy, and he was, people speculated that he probably was the best captain who never became captain. And Rajasthan Royals won the first edition of
Destiny.
IPL under
That was
Shane
it.
Warne,
He
right?
showed.
That was,
And that
yeah.
after retirement.
And with no superstars, right? At that time, that team was a complete underdog, came out of nowhere, and it was all Warren carrying that team like through the tournament. He revived, like he gave so many people careers in that stint. uh, I mean, it's just crazy, and really sad. I will always remember Sachin and Warren. Like Sachin won't be Sachin without Warren. Like just people should understand that. I mean, it's just. I mean, I'm sad.
Yeah, for me, it's like even talking about right now and, writing about it is just, because that will stay, writing or whatever video will stay beyond us. And somebody might hear. And I was just listening to him other day. And I think the last thing I'll say before we get on with with less important things, is that I used to live in, when I used to live in Australia, that, long time ago. And that's the time he was at his peak. I moved there in year 2000 and I was there for 6 years. And that's the time he was like at his peak, before he retired in
Yeah,
2007, if I remember correctly, together with McGrath and everybody. So he was at peak, and people don't like outside Australia. People might not know in Australia football. When they say football, is the footies. AFL, Australian Footy League, is the most popular one, and in Melbourne, Australian Footy League is the only thing. And just to explain people why, it's not just my opinion. There were 16 teams. Now there are 18 teams. When I was there were 16 teams in Australia, like all together 16 teams, and 10 teams were from fucking Melbourne. So you can imagine. Uh, it's like rest of the country has 6 teams, and Melbourne has 10 fucking teams from 16. So it was everything. So they used to say that, but Shane Warne himself, just one person, was the one person who was like driving the entire cricket in Victoria. He was like, I'm the guy, and he's the big shot. Like people just, I think Australia is going to go into mourning. I mean, I won't be surprised if they do a, because Australia is not a, like, like smaller countries like our country is very emotional and sentimental. So we do, like, one day we just give everybody a leave or something. But I won't be surprised. It won't be beyond me, and there would be definitely some kind of a Shane Warne day or something big is going to happen. And I think that's a lot of it is sentimentality. But oh boy, it's definitely not sunk in. But the last 1 hour, I was just walking, and when I looked at it I ran the YouTube, and I was just saw it somewhere. Shane Warne has died, and I was like, what kind of stupid joke is that? And then I was like, no, it's not. He's passed, and I was like, oh boy. But I'm just so grateful, and just can't believe I'm never going to hear him speak again. But I'm just grateful and absolutely privileged to have had this person while I was alive and seen him at his peak. Boy,
yeah,
only when he retired, then I realized that there's never going to be another Shane Warne. I thought, like, well, there will be another Shane Warne. I mean, of course, there's going to be another Shane Warne, but there's just never going to be another Shane Warne. And thank you, for the legend that Shane Warne was.